Howdy, gang, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host, here at the Gaming Gang channel. Thanks for joining me once again. Spooky September continues, as today I am going to unbox and take a first look at Pinebox, Texas Middle School's box set from Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Now, this is for the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. It is available now. It carries an MSRP of $124.99. Now, if you just want to pick up the rulebook itself, you can do that for $39.99. Or, of course, if you just want to get the PDF, you can get that core book for $19.99 over at Drive-Thru RPG. All that said, let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got Pinebox, Texas Middle School. Few things to mention before we jump on in. First of all, my friends over at Pinnacle Entertainment Group were kind enough to provide me with this review copy. But neither I nor anyone else affiliated with the Gaming Gang has received any other sort of compensation for me to share this coverage with you. These days, it's very important you know that. We're also not going to look at each and every page, each and every card, each and every Benny that's included in this box set. But I do want to give you a really good feel for what you're going to find if you grab the Pinebox Texas Middle School box set. And then lastly, I'm sure we're going to look at some adventure material in here. So if you are a player and your game master has picked this up, or maybe they're considering picking this up, by all means, I recommend tune out now. You don't want any of the surprises from the adventures ruined simply because you're watching this first look video. But then again, if your game master has been kicking the tires on maybe picking up Pinebox Texas Middle School, by all means, let them know about this video. They'll get a far better look, be able to make a far better buying decision as far as this box set. All right, so let's get the shrink wrap off here. If I can get my hands on it. There we go. This box does have some serious heft, I must point out. I should also point out that I am not familiar with the East Texas University setting, which is where this takes place. I believe that's also Pinebox, Texas. I think. I'm not positive. But of course, our good friend of the show and chat moderator for our live stream, the Madman, is our resident Savage Worlds expert. And I know he ran an East Texas University campaign for years. So, kind of cool. So let's take a look here. Family School Horror. Welcome to Pinebox, Texas. Evil is afoot, and it's up to a group of scrappy young sixth graders to set things right. But this isn't a nostalgic trip back in time. Modern technology and modern problems complicate the balance between family, school, and horror. These intrepid kids are the only hope against the terrors that plague the town. From the nerdy bookworm to the star athlete, players can create their own unique students and band together to uncover the sinister secrets of Pinebox. With new rules and mechanics designed for young heroes, prepare for a unique challenge. So grab your backpack, rally your friends, and get ready for a spine-tingling adventure like no other. Pinebox Middle School for Savage Worlds, where the fate of the world rests on the shoulders of its youngest heroes. That's going to tell us what's in the box, but we're going to take an opportunity to take a peek at what's in here right now. So it looks like we've got a map of the area. We've got pawns. Cell signal cards. That's kind of funny. It's like we've got archetype cards. Bestiary cards here. It's like we've got a Game Master screen. We've got bennies. We have got some dice. The light blue style. And then, oh, that's kind of cool. The wild die has a game controller on it. And we have got the setting book. I think this clocks in a little bit over 200 pages. I do believe. So we're actually going to take a look at the book last. Let's take a look at some of these other goodies that we've got. I'm going to grab my hobby knife here so we can take a peek. So first off, we've got our bennies. Normally with these box sets, we'll get 25 bennies, and we will have 5 different images on them. Well, I guess I should say 6 because one side will have the image for that setting. So let's see what we've got here. We've got that. We've got this. We'll get a closer look. Oh, maybe there are 4. No, come on. There's got to be one more. There we go. I think that should be it, though, as far as the images that are on the bennies. No, there's one more. No, there are 5. Okay, so there's 5 different styles, and that is the backing on them. So we'll get a closer look. So it looks like it's a girl who's dealing with ghosts, kids around a campfire. Move these out of the way so we have an easier time with our autofocus here. Got our science nerd, it looks like. Looks like a building here. And then possibly a kid sneaking. And then, of course, we got our Pinebox, Texas Middle School artwork right there. So 25 of these. If you're not overly familiar with bennies, with these bennies that come with the various different box sets, very much like poker chips, and they've got really nice heft to them. So we've got that. Let's put these back into the box here. Then we've got our dice. Let's have our standard set of polyhedral dice. So we've got our 20-sided dice, 6, 8, 12, and 10. Here's that wild die. Thought that was cool. I like the color too. I like the light blue. It's very nice. We tend to see different colored dice for these box sets. So if I remember correctly, the Savage Pathfinder, or I guess the official term is Pathfinder 4 Savage Worlds, were gold. All right, so here we've got a very nice landscape as far as our Game Master screen. Try to get that shrink off. And of course, all of these can be picked up individually, but if you buy the box set, you're going to get a far better deal. So here we have got, this is usually, I was going to say, we usually get some adventures with the Game Master screen. So here we've got 2. Very nice. It's very cool. We'll actually take a peek at those when we take a look at the book. So here we've got the Game Master screen. And then our artwork here. There we go. And this is nice and thick. This will hold up really nicely. Definitely like that quite a lot. All right, so let's take a look. What in the world is the cell signal cards? Is this random because it's the town doesn't have great cell service? Could be. Are you there? Hello? Hello? Looks like 2 bars, 1 bar, 3 bars, 4 bars. There we go. Just kind of give you a look at these, kind of give you an idea. Or maybe you randomly determine what the service is like, what the signal strength is like, and then the game master puts that out on the table so that the players all know what's going on. Because I see there's penalties for using the phone with these various different levels of signal. That's kind of interesting. So that's a new mechanic that we'll see. As far as Pinebox Texas Middle School, this is a role playing game which folks like to refer to, and I refer to as well, as kids on bikes role playing games. And of course, I'm not talking about the role playing game which is titled Kids on Bikes, although that falls directly into that category. But as you can see, there's a reason, right, that we refer to these as kids on bikes role playing games. So they kind of fall into the category of movies like Super 8 or shows like, obviously enough, Stranger Things. So very cool. So we've got that. So here are our archetypes. Let's see what we've got. We've got the animal lover, the athlete, budding scientist. Okay, I said science nerd, close enough. Country kid, crafter, delinquent. Hey, it's me. Entrepreneur, opening up that lemonade stand. Fine art student, gamer, ghost hunter, medium, and the Ranger Scout. And of course, we will get more information about each of these archetypes on the back. So we've got those. Then we also have what appears to be bestiary cards. So creature cards, or maybe NPC cards. All consuming organism. So we've got the all consuming organism, berserker kid, blood demon, Doberman pincher, jeez, the ghoul, inferno demon. Is that Leto? That's what it says. Leto. It's Jared Leto. Oh, the Leto 3000, Longhorn Minotaur, Molten Menace, the Power Brain, the Rake, Robo Jensen, Shadow Doctor, Spider Amanda. What is it? Vigor, the Were Coyote, and the Yellow Woman. I'm going to take a guess that a lot of these are going to pop up in the adventures we've got. So that is going to be my guess there. So we've got those cards. Next up, we've got the pawns. So it looks like we've got a few of these. So maybe 3, 4 punch boards. All right, come on, shrink wrap. And one thing that I do like about these Savage Worlds pawns, we have front and back. All right, come on. What is with this shrink wrap? Jeez. So here we have the key to the different pawns here. So we do have pawns for each of the archetypes. Give you a closer look at these. So as I mentioned, we got front and back. And then, of course, we have these little stands there. Of course, if you happen to have plastic stands for these pawns, that maybe you've got them from other role playing games, you can utilize those as well. So then we've got some of the larger pawns here. This looks like some sort of a mimic. Looks like a carpet. Very interesting. Something I'm curious about is as far as what sort of level of horror is involved in Pinebox, Texas Middle School. The reason why I say that is because a lot of times with role playing games that the player characters take on the roles of kids or kind of tweens or preteens, you don't have aspects that are too horrific. The player characters don't actually risk death. They're not going to buy the farm or anything like that. So as an example, Tales from the Loop is a role-playing game like that, where the player characters are young kids. They're not teenagers yet. So it is frowned upon to kill off any of the player characters. I wonder if that's going to be the case here as well. All right, so I'm just going to put some of this stuff back into the box. Here is our poster map. It's like two sides of this. There you go. There's East Texas University. I thought this was in the same setting. There's Pinebox, the middle school, the high school, big thicket. I like that. That's nice. Then we get a map of the middle school. So the gym, auditorium, classrooms. Nice. So we're also going to take a look at the core book. And then, where did I just put that? I put it back in the box. Silly me. We're going to take a look at the two adventures which come with the Game Master screen. So we're going to take a look at those as well. So first of all, let's take a look at the book itself. And I do believe that you need to have the core book for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition to utilize this. And yep, right there says it does require the Savage Worlds core rules to play. Let's jump on in here. So here we've got a map of the school once again. Got our credits. Make sure that we give credit where credit is due, because I'm sure quite a few people worked very hard on this. Of course, when I do a review, you'll get all the credits and the breakdown for that too. Welcome to Pinebox, Texas, or for those who are already familiar with this fair city via their experiences with our popular setting, East Texas University, where college students face down the dual threats of getting a university education alongside dealing with supernatural horrors. Welcome back. This time we concentrate on the tweens of East Texas, whose lives revolve around their families, the oh-so-short gaps between classes, the rare holidays, and those glorious months of summer vacation. The kids are all right. In this setting, the player characters are enlightened adolescents between the ages of 11 and 14. Okay, so 6th through 8th grade, who are enrolled at Pinebox Middle School. For most kids in Pinebox, the greatest threats they face are pop quizzes, overly enthusiastic dodgeball games, and troublesome school bullies. For your characters, these are minuscule challenges compared to the horrors that occasionally rear their disfigured heads on abandoned farmsteads or in the dusty alleys and dense forests beyond the city. Being a kid doesn't grant you special protection from nightmarish adversaries. The dark forces in Pinebox are indiscriminate in their victims, even if in this setting the extent of consequences is left entirely in the hands of those gathered around the game table. Aha! So, may not have kid gloves. Here we have setting the tone and dialing the danger. Modern problems. So we're going to flip on through here. So we're not going to look at each and every page. So we get a little bit of background on those character archetypes. Once again, we had those character archetype cards. So you pick your species, which in this game, you're going to be a human being, your age, your hindrances, your attributes, your skills, your edges, your derived stats, you'll figure out. Step 8, creating your family. Step 9, extracurricular activities. Step 10 is your equipment. So we're going to have new hindrances. Obviously, we'll have new edges as well. There you go. There's the new edges. Background edges, social edges, combat edges. Generating the family. Gear and gadgets. Personal defense. Baseball bat, cricket bat, golf club, hatchet. Yeah, okay. So I'm guessing that we really do not have kid gloves on for this game. Here's our cell phones. Signal and battery. In Pinebox Middle School, successful cell phone use is subject to signal levels, which are dependent on location, circumstances, and yes, even supernatural interference. So we do have penalties for those signals, as we saw on those cards. So we've got clubhouses. So we're going to create a clubhouse or a group locale for our kids. Setting rules. Kids will be kids. Kid-focused adventure and horror settings feature young people learning how to negotiate life's obstacles. How to handle difficult situations is often obvious to us as players. Most of us are grown and have already saved the world a few times, at least in games. Kids don't have that experience yet. So the principal, that's our game master for this setting, no doubt, is encouraged to occasionally reward players with bennies when they embrace the tropes of being young people who don't quite understand the world yet, believe they're immortal, or make mistakes that make perfect sense in the eyes of a child. So we get some kid-related tropes, got reaction tables, a guide to Pinebox. So I'm going to take a guess. This will probably take up a good amount of page space. We have got 3 different bookmarks. Got our faculty. Here's that map of the school again. High strangeness. Getting into some of the rules as far as like weather and location. Got new powers, talismans. Got our adventure generator. So I'm wondering, I'm going to take a guess. We are going to get, is this it? Yep. I was just about to say, we're going to get a plot point campaign, which are what the adventure campaigns for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition are known as. And it looks as if about half of this book is going to be devoted to that. So that's one of the things I always like about Savage Worlds settings, or at least the ones I have seen. For the most part, you will get a campaign adventure in the core setting book. So as I mentioned, it looks like we are going to have about 100 pages or so devoted to this. And it looks as if this actually will take us through 2 or 3 years of the kids in school, because it was showing like 6th grade, 7th grade. No doubt there's 8th grade here. That's pretty wild. There's the Doberman Pinscher again. Yep. So, as I thought, the vast majority of those pawns will be utilized in the adventure. So we have Savage Tales. So I think these are just kind of like adventure hooks. Countdown to Terror, Wandering in Darkness, Another Fear Made Flesh, Facing Your Fears. So I think that's what we're looking at here. Although it looks like we also have some longer, maybe session long adventures in here. I got to say, there is a lot of adventuring packed into this book. So I guess the plot point campaign was about 50 pages. Now we're going to get into important NPCs, get a bit of a bestiary with the various different creatures. There's that longhorn minotaur again. Fear minion. So some of these do not have images. So I would take a guess that probably also means we do not have pawns. So we've got ghosts. Get our inspirations. So we've got TV series, movies in order of release. That's cool. Then we've also got inspirational comics and inspirational reading. Cool. And then an index. So how many pages do we have here? 208? Yep, 208 in the hardcover of the setting book for Pinebox, Texas Middle School. Once again, if you want to just pick this up by itself, you can do so, and it carries an MSRP of $39.99, or you can grab just the PDF alone over at Drive-Thru RPG for $19.99. Last thing we'll take a look at real quick are the adventures that come with the Game Master screen, and there were a couple of these. So I'm going to take a guess that these are going to be a little bit longer than the adventures we saw at the end of the core book, but shorter than the actual plot point campaign we were peeking at. So it looks like first one deals with a witch. And then the second is Dark Rites of the Yellow Woman. So we do have those pawns. So those pawns will include the creatures that are encountered in these two adventures as well. Because remember, we even had a card for the Yellow Woman. So we had a bestiary card. Also tells us what our cell phone status is in the adventure, or at least in this area in the adventure. That's kind of cool. Keeping in mind, this is modern era. This is not a throwback to the nostalgia of the 1980s or anything like that. This is happening in today's modern day. So there is the Yellow Woman. It's like a hag. All right. So this is 32 pages. This is included with that Game Master screen. All right. So we've got all of our goodies here. We have the various different pawns. We've got the Game Master screen. We have the core book, the adventures that come with the screen, as well as the decks of cards. We have our self-service cards. as well as our pawns. So there is quite a bit that is in this box set for Pinebox, Texas Middle School for the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition from Pinnacle Entertainment Group. And of course, I will have a review of this box set in the very near future. All right, that is it for this time out. If you like the video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that bell, because it'll not only let you know when I share videos such as this unboxing and first look, it'll also inform you when my live show, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, streams Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central. Of course, when you're not watching videos here on the channel, be sure to visit gaminggang.com for all latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more you are not going to find here on YouTube. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and until I see you next time, I certainly hope all of you get to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.